After 2 days of steady rain, really torrential downpours, the Meramec River has now crested. It is slowly starting to recede, but of course there's still high water out there. It remains a major issue for drivers, forcing some roads to stay closed this morning.
Now, our Diamond Palmer has been covering the flooding all week long for us, and she joins us now live from Route 141 and I-44, where we often see flooding just about every single year. Diamond, you've been there for a couple of days now. How is the water looking at this point?
Well, Randy and Michelle, this is all too common. There is still water here on the roadway just behind me at Route 141 and Interstate 44. We know that nearly 31,000 drivers are impacted from this closure, either going north or southbound in this area. So, of course, many drivers just want this to open back up. But the fact of the matter is, seeing that much amount of water, MoDOT says they will have to keep this area closed at least until Thursday morning for driver safety. We want you to take a look here at some video that we were able to get of this intersection. We can see that, of course, this water is on the pavement, making it hard, of course, for anyone to get through the area, which is why the closure has happened. We know that, of course, officials expect this water to recede in the coming days, but of course, as a precaution, that is why this area is closed. We know that the Meramec River here in Valley Park has crested at historic levels in the past at about 44 feet. We're talking about how this area has flooded before, but of course we know that this area specifically actually crested just yesterday at below that amount at 29 feet. So not near as much as what MoDOT expected. Of course, they are taking all of these things into consideration and want drivers to listen to how they can get around this closure.
And if you're headed northbound on 141, you don't have access to 44 currently, so you need to take an alternate route. And if you're coming eastbound on 44, you can't get off there at 141 because the river's too high. And but on the north side of the river, or north side of the interchange rather, you're in pretty good shape. If you're heading westbound on 44, you can get off and go north on 141. And if you're coming southbound on 141, you do have full access east and westbound to 44.
So we are entering nearly 48 hours of this closure happening, and MoDOT really says that they want drivers to make sure that they are planning their schedules and giving themselves extra time, specifically in the morning, because of course that's when the morning commute can happen, and that's when that frustration can of course start. Coming up in our next half hour, we're going to talk about the planning and the preparation that MoDOT has to do specifically for these types of road closures when it comes to flooding in the area. Reporting live here in Valley Park, I'm Diamond Palmer.